readers. It's your friendly neighborhood librarian back to show you some of the newest additions to our collection here at Madison County Public Libraries. We're working on expanding our collection, so I'm here to talk to you this week about some of the new graphic novels you can find here in the stacks. Graphic novels vary slightly from comic issues. Where comics you have to read each consecutive issue to get the full story, graphic novels contain the whole story in one volume. Sometimes issue comics are turned into graphic novel volumes, but most often they're their own stories entirely. All of these today fall into the latter category. This first book comes from New York Times best-selling author Rainbow Rowell and Eisner Award-winning artist Faith Erin Hicks. This is Pumpkinheads. It's autumn, and for Josiah and Deja, this means working at the pumpkin patch, just as they've done for every fall the past 3 years. This year marks their senior year and possibly their last year at the patch, so it's time to say goodbye to the patch and everyone in it. Josiah isn't ready to say goodbye, though. He's too busy being sad about his missed chances of talking to the cute girl he's been over the moon about for the past 3 years. Deja isn't about to let their last night at the patch be spent in a sad pit. She's got a plan. They're going to skip out on work and see all of the sights of the patch and taste all of the foods they've missed out on the past few years. Not just stay at the Succotash hut where they've always been stationed. Deja is ready to make their last shift go out with a bang, but what if things don't go as planned? Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks is an adventurous tale of friendship and details the perfect way to say goodbye. This is a seasonal treat that will get you ready to carve pumpkins and indulge in candy apples and kettle corn. If you like lighthearted, feel-good books, then this book is for you. You can check this book out in both print and on our digital reading app, Libby. This second book hit multiple best book lists last year, including the Children and Teen Choice Award Book of the Year for 2019. It's The Prince and the Dressmaker, written and illustrated by Jen Wang. It's the turn of the century in Paris. Prince Sebastian's parents are very eager to find him a bride, but Sebastian isn't interested. He's got a secret up his sleeve. Enter Frances, a rogue dressmaker who just recently got fired from her job for creating a dress too daring for her employer's liking. This daring creation may have lost her one job, but she is immediately offered another and is hired by the mysterious and fabulous Lady Crystalia, who wants to wow strangers with new fashion. The job isn't only designing and dressmaking, though. Frances is only one of 2 people who knows Crystalia's true identity, Prince Sebastian. Can these 2 friends work together to make both of their dreams come true? To be a famous designer and a famous fashion icon? The Prince and Dressmaker, written and illustrated by Jen Wang, is a modern fairy tale that explores identity, art, family, friendship, and young love, with illustrations so colorful you won't want to put this book down until you finish it. You can put the print copy of this book on hold to check out at any of our libraries. This last book comes from celebrated actor and activist George Takei. It's called They Called Us Enemy. The year is 1941, and Japan has just bombed Pearl Harbor. History books tell us what happens next. The United States enters World War II and eventually drops nuclear bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. What often gets glossed over, though, is what happened on the home front. Thousands of Japanese Americans are forced to uproot their lives and families and are moved to concentration camps. In these camps, conditions aren't ideal, but parents do everything they can to make sure their children are comfortable and remain educated by sewing clothes with the few materials they have and holding classes for the children when they can. This is George Takei's story as he remembers his childhood moving from camp to camp, in homes that are not really home, and being considered a traitor to the nation he was born in, even though he was only a child, just for being of Japanese heritage. Unlike the other 2 graphic novels I mentioned, this is a true story. While sometimes heartbreaking, They Called Us Enemy paints a vivid picture of this painful time in history for Japanese immigrants while showing the hope there is that people and nations can change for the better. You can put the print copy of this book on hold to check out at any of our libraries. I hope you enjoyed this summary of our new graphic novels. Don't forget you can put on hold Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and illustrated by Faith Erin Hicks, The Prince and the Dressmaker, written and illustrated by Jen Wang, and They Called Us Enemy by George Takei on hold at any of our libraries. Stay tuned for new books and happy reading!